Hey wrestling fans, referee Ron Mills here. I wanted to do a different type of interview this week. I just wanted to take a brief moment and share a special story about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. This is something a little different than what I normally do. Most of the time I'm plugging shows that I'm on, but this week I really felt compelled in the light of Dusty's passing to share a very special memory that I hold dear. And it's something special to me, and I wanted to share it with the wrestling fans and fellow people in the business. Back in October of 2004, I had a very special privilege to work with Dusty Rhodes in the ring. I had a chance to referee his match, and there's kind of an old saying that goes, you don't really realize the most significant moments in your life while they're happening. And that's really very true for this match. I was a very young kid. I was probably around 22 at the time. I'd been in the business about 3 years, so I really didn't fully understand the gravity of being in the ring and working with Dusty Rhodes in the twilight of his career. But I've been in the business, as I said, about 3 years, and I had a chance to work with him and Kamala in a match in Virginia, October 2004. And I was a very young kid in the business, but I've been in the business about 3 years, and I really thought I understood the business. I thought I had a really good grasp on the business. I thought I understood how things worked, and I thought I was a good referee. So in all of my wisdom of 3 years in the business, I really thought I knew what was going on when I was in there with Dusty Rhodes. Well, long story short, it was Dusty and it was Kamala in a one-on-one match, Kim Chi at ringside, and here I was refereeing, and I think the match was around maybe 15 minutes. Dusty, as I said, in the twilight of his career, pretty much the same for Kamala. But basically the construct of the match was Kamala placing a Ugandan nerve hold on Dusty throughout the entire match. And so Dusty would make a bit of a comeback. Kamala would clamp down. Dusty would start to make a comeback. Kamala would clamp down again, Dusty would go down, and you could feel the people come up and come down. I remember that most prominently in the match. I was really feeling the people come up and go down. And Dusty would start to make that comeback. Kamala would clamp on again for a second time and shut Dusty down, get a little more heat. Dusty would sell, and Dusty would sell, and then he'd start to come back up again. This time he'd get on 2 feet, and then Kamala would clamp down. For a third time, Dusty would go down, they'd start more heat. This was 3 times they did this. Now, again, in my infinite wisdom, 3 years in the business, I really thought I knew what was going on. And I was listening to the people. There was about 3,000 people there. It was a sold-out high school gym in Virginia. And I thought to myself, this was 3 times Dusty tried to get out of this nerve hold, this Ugandan nerve hold on the left shoulder, and he came back down. Dusty was starting to come back, and he'd come back down. This was 3 times Dusty did this. And each time you could feel the people come up and they'd get with him, and then the heat would start and he'd go back down again. And I thought to myself as I listened, again, with all my 3 years of experience, thinking I knew everything there was to know about wrestling, that Dusty was going to lose these people. I listened and I said, my gosh, if he doesn't make his comeback, Dusty's going to lose these people. He's not going to get them back. And Dusty was scheduled to go over in the match, and I just thought to myself, my God, if he doesn't go ahead and do it, he's going to lose them. Well, the 4th time, Dusty finally started to make the real comeback. And that's when I really felt the people. You could really feel almost like an electric just magnetism. Dusty was drawing them in, and you could really feel these people not only just starting to believe in the comeback, but you could feel Dusty drawing them in. It was almost like a magnetism. Dusty was drawing these freaking people in. And it was just really amazing to watch, because I thought to myself, as Dusty really started that comeback that 4th time, he got on both feet and he started shucking. He started doing the drive. Dusty started doing the little dance and doing the old Dusty of, the NWA old days. The people really got with it. Then he really started to come back. He broke away from the hold. He did the flip-flop fly, hit the elbow. Kamala bumped, and it was a huge pop for the final comeback on the 4th try. And I remember thinking to myself in the match, at 3 times I thought Dusty had blown it. I thought he had lost the people, but I underestimated the charisma of Dusty Rhodes, something you should never do. And had Dusty made the comeback on the 3rd attempt, he probably would have gotten 70% of the pop that he would have gotten. But Dusty knew he could push that envelope just a little bit further. He knew he had those people invested. He knew that he could make it a little bit longer, take a little bit more heat, make that big comeback the 4th time, and really blow the roof off the place. That's exactly what he did. I didn't understand it at the time. Again, 3 years in business, man, thinking I knew it and I understood. I learned more in that 15-minute match with Dusty Rhodes probably than I have in 15 years in the business, because Dusty got 100% of the pop he could have gotten by waiting that fourth time, really pushing that envelope, making that comeback, hitting that elbow, being the American dream. And I learned so much in that match. It was just so special to be a part of it. I was truly honored. I didn't understand at the time just how special it was to be in there with Dusty Rhodes, but I really learned how to work, how to draw people in, how to control the crowd. As Dusty went up and Dusty came down, he brought the people with him, and it was truly just an amazing experience. I'm glad I had a chance to be there and share that with Dusty Rhodes. So I just wanted to share that story. I was really compelled to do so this week. Very sad to hear about the passing of Dusty, and I'm glad I had a chance to be in there and work with him. It was really a very special time. And Big Dust, I thank you. We appreciate you, and we're going to miss you. Thank you.